somebody started like this John. It was. I'm not gonna lie, I had a blast. I got to meet a different family. You know what I'm saying? Like my family is very small, so and I did get the chance to meet different families, like a different kind of experience. Especially for Uncle Bobby's house. It was fun. It was fun. Everything that y'all are saying, like, is clicking back to me. Yes, he did love peanut butter. Yes, he. One thing was weird that he loved eggs in his ramen noodles. Nobody probably don't do that, but I don't listen. Hey.
He be like, and then, you know, we be talking, he be like, yo, yeah, I'm at the event. I'm like, all right, you cool there, you safe? You know, he be like, yeah, I'm safe, everything good, cuz, I'm good. So, you know, he used to talk to me and be like, yo, you need to come to Florida, cuz, you know, I was going through it at the time. And, you know, I finally got myself to where I was ready to get myself together. So I said, you know, the lady was like, oh, well, you can go to any treatment center or whatever. So I said, well, can I go to Florida? And she said, yeah. I said, oh, bet. All right. So I called John, yo, I'm on my way to Florida, dog. On my way to Florida. So actually, John went to rehab at the same time. So he got out maybe like a week before me. So I'm in treatment. I didn't really talk to him too much in treatment, but when I got out of treatment or was getting out, you know, he was like, yo, let me know. He said, but they was trying to put me in Palm Beach area. I was trying to get to Fort Lauderdale. So finally I convinced him to get me to Fort Lauderdale. I get to Fort Lauderdale, John, shit, like 2 days later, he was at my door at the halfway house. You know what I'm saying? And he rolled up, he had his whip. I can't remember his wife's name at the time, but she had Kadeen. He was with Kadeen at the time. And, you know, she had him a car. They had a nice spot. He was set. So I was like, cuz, you know, right now I'm messed up. I ain't had my license for 12. My license was suspended like 12 years. I'm just dry, but I used to ride. But I get to Florida. I kind of appealed all my charges and stuff, and I get to Florida, I get my license. So, he had a car. John would always let me use his car. Like, he would let me use his car. When I got down here in Florida, he showed me the ropes. He showed me how to get around, how to get from the east to the west.
Never let me use it.
He showed me around. So, me and him was, just used to hang out, and his thing was definitely the beach. So it's several times, me and John 6 o'clock in the morning, he called me, yo, let's do an early morning prayer on the beach. So we would go to the beach, hang out, watch the sunrise. We'd be down on Sheridan, we'd be on 17th Street Causeway, he'd show me everything around. And then, at that time, I was doing meetings. So every once in a while, me and John would go to meetings. So when we in a meeting one day, I never used to speak in the meetings, but John, he always would tell his story. So he goes, hi, my name is John, and I'm a miracle. Hi, my name is John. I said, hi, John. This is my boy. He would tell his story, and I would always sit there and just be smiling. But yeah, we would do meetings together. John was always he was always my god brother. So even when he was on the beach, wherever he was at, I was coming to chill with him. And last time he went to treatment, I was really mad at him because I used to pick him up and he would do Uber with me, my Uber Eats. So anytime I was doing Uber Eats, I call him up, yo, cuz I'm going to do Uber, what you doing? He'd be like, come pick me up. So I snatched him up, going to do Uber Eats. And he was in a treatment center on Salvation Army. And of course he'd be like, cuz, I need deodorant, I need soap, whatever. And I always be like, all right, yo, I got you. I'll bring it tomorrow, whatever. So the last time he rode with me doing Uber, I was like, yo, come on, we gonna go get something to eat. And, I thought he was gonna order like a cheeseburger. And I took him to Duffy's. And he seen that the ribs were on special. And he got the ribs. I said, go ahead, cuz, we did good tonight. I did good tonight, but we did good tonight. Go ahead, you can get them ribs. And really, that's the last time. That was a couple of months ago that, my man and I went out to eat. But, John also was, like you say, a music lover. That boy introduced me to some music, jazz, He introduced me to some jazz players I never even heard of. Nice. R&B, he knew it all. Anthony Hamilton, he loved it. You know what I'm saying? He definitely was a music. He had a great ear for music. So, I just want to say, I love my cousin, even though, we, like he said, he can get on your nerves sometimes and make you want to knock him in his head, but 100% just love. He showed me love from day one when I came down here. And actually, he got me the job. This cat was so good. John knew how to lay floors. He knew how to do warehouse work. He knew how to sell cars. Like you said, he'll sell you the shoes off your own. You buy your own shit. That's how good of a talker he was. You know what I'm saying? But he knew how to do a lot. And that's why he used to frustrate me so much. Because, bro, you know how to lay floors. You know how to do where. You got me my job. So, he took me to an agency. We both passed the forklift test, and we both was working. Shit, we had like 12-hour shift work. So, I think about definitely talented brother all the way around. Smart, funny. Giving, caring, family man. And And the last thing he told me, he was like, Rick, I hit the lottery backwards. And I said, hit the lottery backwards? He says, yeah, I owe $44,000 in child support. I said, oh my God. But that's my cousin. I love him to death. That's my man. And always keep him in my heart. Always keep him in my heart.
John. For those that knew John, from North Maple Avenue to Dogtown to Sunset, all the way down to Virginia. I have rocked and rolled with John. And like, no matter, I mean, you know, me and John have done our things. Like, a lot of y'all knew that me and, you know, that was my cut, buddy, good, bad, orange, different. We argued. You know, he always said, Sean, are you in or are you out? You know, it was always a punchline, man. But like, no matter what, John never left me, or we never partied without him saying, "Cuz, I love you." Never, ever, ever said. He never left and never said without saying, "I love you, cuz." You know what I'm saying? It always, I get a $5 after that.
Right.
However, but you know what? Like, the word was, even if it was the setup for the $5, he never left without saying, "I love you." He would, and we've done everything together. We've been on job sites together. He taught me how to drive a stick in Virginia. We lived together. We've done some things together. And it was always family. We was always at Robin's house, Sherry's house, Mark's house, all family. Right? And you know, it just, and we were just talking earlier, like we all make our mistakes. We all make our mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And like he was always quick. Yeah, Sean, I did this. Sean, I did that. Yeah. Okay, John, I did this. Okay, John, I did that. You know what I'm saying? And you would always get a real conversation out of him, no matter the circumstance. Whether we was in a house, apartment, or we was on a park bench, it was always a real conversation with John. And like, I'm gonna miss him because we did so much together. I talked to him, the last time I talked to him was Christmas Day. And he told me that, Sean, send me something, I'm in trouble. Fine. Didn't ask, here, John. You know what I'm saying? And the last thing he said, Sean, I love you. He was so much family oriented. He loved his cousins, he loved his brothers, everybody. He talked about everyone. You know what I'm saying? We gossiped about it, we gossiped, but we did everything together. We were good, and we argued, and we had our good times together. The biggest thing was, I love you. I love you. And that's real big. That's why it's big for me. You know what I'm saying? It's big for me. So I'm gonna miss you for real. That's it.
I have one. I'm not gonna stand up. And I know everybody, all of us remember at K. Dean's house. John set the grill on fire.
What?
Set the grill on fire.
Set the grill on fire.
And put it out before the Dean came downstairs. He had a big shit. And he said, she's gonna get me. Oh my goodness. We laughed and tried to put it out with the water. The fire's going higher. It's just going high. About time the fire went out, the grill was on the ground.
No.
The whole grill. He burnt up the whole grill.
Wow.
The whole grill. Got another one. We was at White Oak, Robin's house. Me and Robin cooking. Just the cook. Who comes through the door? He smelling chicken. Right now, Sergeant. Smelling chicken. His nose all up in the fire. All you see is Robin swinging. Because he snatched chicken and ran. That boy and the peanut butter and jelly. Peanut butter and jelly. And the peanut butter would be more than the jelly because the sandwich was about that big. Yes. That big. So, yeah, we're going to miss him. Really, really miss him. Because he was a jokester. He was a jokester. Just hide on your peanut butter and jelly. Like they said in your chicken.
And your grill.
And your grill. Exactly. Because he's going to set that one on fire. And it kept falling. Yeah, it kept falling. And he was picking it up. The meat fell off and everything. We had to order food.
Don't burn this thing down.
My cousin.
I know you got a story.
He meant to be great. And he had the best of intentions. And that's what I really loved about him. He has such enthusiasm. Going to church, church, he was all in. And I was like, he's actually going to make it. But he gets right to the edge. Right to the edge.
Yes.
And then you get the phone call. And that's what frustrated me.
Yes.
The same thing that I loved about him, same thing that frustrated me, because you couldn't really be mad with him for any length of time. Because he meant so well. I remember him getting a paycheck and picked him up and let's go out to dinner. John, that's not where you are right now. Let's not. But he insisted, Mark, I got to take you out. We got to go to dinner. And we went out to dinner. And I said, okay, let's make a plan on what we're going to do next. And he would call, then call stop. And that's what I remember about him. Loving him so much, trying to love him through it all. And then man, just that close. And that's what I will always remember about my cousin. He meant so. If it was up to him, it would have been, sunshine and rainbows for all of us. Just that close. And that's what I miss.
I do want to say one thing. The picture you see here is the first time we came after Florida. We came from John's house. And John said, Mom, you have to see, I'm going to take you to see the sunrise. You got to take it. That's the picture. We were still there after the sunrise. But that's the picture of him at that time. It shows you, or a lot of pictures, he allowed
My mom still goes to this day in the morning, and she still eat the eggs and ramen noodles. It's so funny.
we were at your house. And that's the picture that didn't know we could use it for years. That was his love.
Listen, as an in-law that's been around the family for about 40 years.
Long time. Long.
And then when John came and lived with us, then he come back. that he did, and then come back. And to Mark's point, you know, a lot of times it's people, places, and things, right? So if John was excited about going to church. He was there with us. It was a Mark picking him up. He was going with us. He was excited about just his future. And you know, Mark couldn't say it better than Mark said it, because he would always get right there, like Mark was saying. And it was funny because he used to call Shelly and I robots, because you know, because he was like his favorite thing, because he also has a cousin Lance, right? So it was funny because you never knew who he was talking about. Sometimes he'd be like, "Yo, L," and he used to say the same thing to cousin Lance, but I always knew John was he wasn't surface. John's intelligence he had a depth of intelligence, and again, that's what frustrated me about it.
Yes.
I used to tell John, I'm like, John, you're smarter than me, man. And like because he would think, no, it has nothing to do with what you see. I'm like, John, your level of capacity and intelligence is deep. I mean, some of the stuff that he would come up with. And that's the part that was frustrating, because he had so much more that he could have offered, and he knew it, right? He knew it. And, but he would call us robots because, you know, we had things, we kind of had everything scheduled, and we had itinerary, John, and he kind of had a love-hate relationship with that, but at the same time, you know, he wanted that. Like he wanted to be a little bit more organized. He wanted to be a little bit more, pay attention to detail. So, you know, sometimes he would ask to come, and Shell would be frustrated, and I would be the one like, Shell, listen, you know, by the grace of God, there go me. I could never say no, because I can say unequivocally that I put the same stuff in my mouth at some point. The same stuff came out of my mouth at some point. And so I was talking to Sean, we were talking to him and Ryan earlier, and I could never say no to John or anybody like that. I mean, just because, you know, like I said, only by the grace of God, I could have been in the same predicament. I could have been on the bench. I could have been on the bench, right? Bus bench. So I definitely had an affinity for John, because, you know, for me being a competitor, I always thought that I could, man, John, come on, man, stay right next to me. Stay next to me. We're gonna do this thing, because I was invested in seeing him beat this thing called life. And he really wanted to do it. I believe that any wrong that John, or some people that think that John did them wrong, it didn't come from the heart. To Mark's point, his heart was always for you. He always wanted to do what was right. And so, and I saw that in him, and everyone else in the room concurs, right? So, yeah, I love that dude, man. He was a unique character, and you know what? He made. And I could probably point to areas in my life that he made me better. You know, he was always looking for me to help him, and a lot of times I would tell him, like, you know what, John, you make me better, right? Because there's some things that, like, we all got voids, right? We all got areas of development, areas where we can get better. And yeah, John was that dude. So definitely going to miss him. Going to miss him. You know, driving Michelle crazy. There was somebody else besides me that was driving crazy, right?
Yeah, it definitely was him.
I can stay angry.
Definitely.
Okay, this is gonna be real quick. Causing Jonathan. Johnny was really close with my two brothers, my two little brothers, Lance and Sean. Last time I saw John was at Shell's party about 2 years ago. John was parking the cars at Shell's party. I saw him, I went up to him. Prior to that, my brother, one of the ones he was close with, had passed away. And John walked up to me, he said, I hugged him, he said, cousin, I miss him so much. And I said, John, don't. Let's not do it. He says, well, I want to do it. John, I said, John, for an hour and a half about my brother. Anyway, I'm standing there crying my eyes out. John's still talking. Then, after that left, but the very last time I saw John was in jail. I worked at the jail in Miami. Johnny was there for trespassing. And I was sitting on the elevator. I was working, it was during COVID, and I was in the COVID unit. And John was in the elevator. And John was coming out the elevator, and I was going in the elevator to do some COVID tests. And I saw him, he looked right into his face, and I was like, oh. And he said, cousin. But everybody's looking at me, and I said, John was going to go to court. And I said, I don't care if they know. I didn't care. He says, I don't care if they know that. And I was like, okay. So he said, can I hug, he said to the CEO, to the correctional officer that was with him, he said, can I hug my cousin? The correctional officer looked at me and said, what's that? No, I said, and we hugged each other, we just said, my cousin, get me a girl. Everything everybody ever said is like he was. And more. But God would make you laugh. All we wanted to know, we were having a family reunion. And I don't care what he did, how he did, he fought with my brother, especially that other one. Fought. And John always told you that when he was coming to you.
Alright, so for me, growing up with John, everything was an adventure. We would slide downstairs in cardboard boxes.
Wow.
Knowing there was a radiator at the bottom of the box. Eventually, we did it so much that the front of the box broke out, and instead of the box going down the steps, we went down the steps. I remember going to Virginia when I met Lynetta. John made me for breakfast an omelet with tuna fish.
What? Fish.
And it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
I remember every time we had an event at Mom's house and she was making chicken, we would be the samplers. We were the unofficial samplers. So we would go in and take chicken off of the thing and then make our way out. Sometimes we were successful, sometimes we got caught. Everything. I remember he didn't have a license, so he had a job in Egg Harbor. I went on this job laying carpet. I've never laid carpet in my life, but he went down, laid carpet. And somehow he came back home and got money because when John took the carpet off the side of the truck, they knocked the rearview mirror off the side of the truck. So yeah, everything was an adventure. As each and every one of you said, he did not stay mad at him. He was always a laughing part. His adventure because when we take that joy, like Janetta's, Jamala's thing said, every sunset we just feel a little more special.
So, John is right below me. He's right after me. So, when we were little, he and I used to play with his race cars and his, remember the orange racetracks?
Yeah. Hot Wheels.
With the Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
So
Oh, y'all got vehicles with it too?
Having a good time playing with his action figures and stuff. So one time, all of us had gotten in trouble. I don't remember who did what, but we got in trouble, so we were getting beat. And we used to call what number, you know, who's going first, who's going last.
Yeah, we went in age order. That was age order.
But sometimes we went out of order. So I remember this one time, all of us were getting a beating, and it was John's turn to get a beating. And as he's getting beat, he said, Pulsar, come and save me. Pulsar was coming. He was a little action figure. And he called for this little action figure to come and save him from getting beat. And we were in the other room, because after you got beat, you had to go in the room. So we just all died laughing while he was getting beat. And I'm telling you, like, he just, like, everything was funny with him. Even when I would tell him, you know, like, he would come and I was his therapist, amongst other things. And he would, I say, okay, come on, sit on the couch, you know, come on and tell me the story. And with everything that he was going through, he still found a way to make it comical. And so I would start laughing, he would say, Shizzle, stop laughing. And I called him Jay Breezy. And I said, Jay Breeze, it's like, I can't, like, you stupid. And he would just like, so he would call with a burden. But by the time we got finished, we were laughing and we were joking. And I remember one time he went to church with us. And the kids, we were all downstairs. But we were all on the first one. He said, okay, after I smoke my cigarette, I'm coming. So we leave out. And he's walking the streets of the church. We go to church in Miami Gardens. So he was walking the streets, and the kids, I don't know if it was Jada or brother, said, he looked just like a stalker. Because that's how he was walking through the neighborhood of the church. And so he got in the car, and we, you know, laughed, and we called him a stalker. But then somehow, he got let off. He got to the house, and he got let off. And by the time we got to the front step,
No, we wanted to go eat. And he didn't. Yeah, we dropped him off. He didn't come eat with us.
All right.
right, okay. So by the time we got home, he's sitting on the front porch with his shoes off because he walked from the front gate or somewhere, and he got tired of walking. But it was just walking up to the porch, and you see somebody just sitting there with their head. You know, he always was like this, and he rubbing his head, and he don't have no shoes on. So it was like, it was just like the things that he would do. And his comfortable place, when they say he was parking cars at a party he had, because that was his comfortable place. That's where he wanted to be. He didn't want to be amongst all the people because he wasn't really a people person. So that's what he wanted to do, and we knew that. And we put him there. We wanted him there. And because when the guests came and he parked your car, like, they were smiling, they were laughing because he made them laugh. Yes. So he didn't want it. He wanted to do it, and I didn't want him to do it. But that was his comfortable place. That was his comfortable place. So I'm gonna miss it. I can't wait. Whenever had to be his therapist. But in the end, once we got off, like I said, we laughed. And in the month of December, we were talking, and he was asking me how come we hadn't done a celebration for Auntie. And I explained to him my rationale as to the reason why. And I told him, I said, you can't leave Jonetta in that situation. You gotta do better for Jonetta. And he said, Shizzle, I'm gonna try. Just tell me what I gotta do. And I said, okay, I'll walk you through it. And God works in mysterious ways, because during that conversation, he asked me, how did Lance and Rich start this window company? And I said to him, I'm gonna put you in touch with Rich. And for Rich to be here today for us, I so appreciate you for that. He never got the chance to call you. But look how God has you here today. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful. He tried, and he wanted to do it. I'm gonna miss him.
Well, I'll say I'm going to put everybody's stories all together. I start with what Bill said. It was an adventure. Starting off as kids, I remember the three of us sharing a room, the boys sharing a room. And John thought it was going to be a great idea, being that you mentioned fire, that we race our Hot Wheels across the rug, put alcohol in them, and light them on fire. So we lit these things on fire, pushed them. Just happened they caught the drapes on fire. I remember us getting beaten so bad that day. But like you said, it was an adventure. We moved on from it. Sat back, like you said, my brother and I had a strained relationship. But as we sit back and look at things, life is short. Like Lance said, Sean said, you know, John had a wealth of knowledge. Before he came down, I guess before John had John at Home Depot on a forklift. Great job. Whatever John did, I sat down, you know, talked to him. He's like, oh, Chad, I just need somebody as a character witness. Cool. We go to headquarters of Home Depot. Well, that didn't end well because John didn't tell me the whole story. John had taken a load, tried to drive through a door, ripped off all the doors at Home Depot. And I'm sitting there like, I'm chilling. I don't know what happened.
You weren't supposed to be on it.
You wasn't supposed to be on it.
Well, needless to say, he was on it. And the door was going.
Straight through the front door.
And that's the story.
Yeah. So, and then, you know, my wedding. And that was just born. Me and Lynetta were together. And I'm like, John, what's going on? So they say, John got up during the garter toss. Why? I don't know. Catches the garter. I'm like, what the hell is this? So, needless to say, the tradition is put the garter on, whoever catches the bouquet. Well, needless to say, I have no pictures with my brother during the wedding party because like you said, it was an adventure. He had a moment, loved him for it, but I was like, you always knew John was going to do something crazy with him. So you lived through those moments. Peanut butter jelly sandwich. Just so you know, the technique was to make a wall around the peanut butter jelly sandwich put peanut butter and then put jelly in the middle. That's why it was so much butter. She taught me that trick. Like you said, the moments we had, John loved music, as everybody said. So, well, the older ones, the wooden turntables we used to have with the big one that was in the front, John wanted to be a DJ. So, John decided to take Dad's Johnny Mathis records. I know it doesn't mean anything, like Mom doesn't know. Johnny Mathis was the guy back in the day. And he decided to scratch those records. Well, needless to say, another beating commenced. And like Shell said, the beatings, when we got them, we were in age, I remember the age order. Because I remember it was funny until you were up on deck. It was real funny. But then when you were next, it got real. Like I said, we definitely had moments. Showing our age, I remember the 6 of us were together, and Sherry and John, I know it's both of y'all. It was the first day MTV was coming on. And Dad told us, don't watch TV. And John and Sherry were like, yo, this is a great idea. Don't worry about it. Dad won't know. So we sat there and watched MTV. Watched the whole first episode, thought it was going to be great. Dad pulls up, we just turned the TV off. Yep. So Dad said, did y'all watch TV? All of us, nope. Well, he put his hand on the back of that TV, and that TV was hot. So that was another 6 people. What I'll say is, all the experience that I shared with my brother, there were moments. And just like they said, always had a loving spirit, always happy-go-lucky whenever. Oh, I'm sorry. The year of Moms, he played Santa Claus. So we thought it'd be a great idea for him to dress up as Santa Claus. But the problem was, he and Robin was the elf, he was Santa. They had to hide outside to surprise the kids. So everybody, this is a great idea. We put 2 people that are not used to being in the Pennsylvania woods outside. I've never seen Santa cuss like that coming through the woods. They heard something out in the woods. Robin and John are jumping through the door because they heard something in the woods. What I'll say is those are the moments that I will enjoy. I will think back though. And I will say, like you said, that's what works. So what I'll say, all of you collectively, I got to experience those moments as a whole. Just like you said, each one of y'all stories must be fire, this, that. And like Shell said, what I'll say is he was different to me. And I tried to look past those things, but it was hard. And as all of us, the 6 of us, what I'll say is, love your family. Enjoy it now. Don't wait till situations like this come about. So, what I'll say is, it is what it is, but enjoy us while we're here.
Thank God for him. We thank God for everyone here. Can we bow our heads with a word of prayer so we close down? Father God, we thank you for the testimonies that you allowed your people to give, God. We thank you for the life of John. We thank you for his legacy, God. We thank you, oh God, for his love, God. We realize, God, that he's in your arms, God, and that's all that matters, God. We ask that you continue to Love this family, keep them in the hollow of your hand, and dismiss us from this place, but never your presence. And may the love of God be sweet communion, Holy Spirit, may it rest, rule, and abide, now, hence, and forevermore. And the people of God said, amen. Amen.
Can everybody sign the book up front? We have a book up front. Give everybody. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello, how you doing? Good. How about yourself, Eric?
Nobody knew it was.
Parked it over there on the right hand side of it. Yeah. Here's Creepy. Creepy left. Creepy gotta get on the road.
I didn't want to go.
At 917.
Where did you go? Oh my goodness.
Okay. All right. Wow.
Tell him I'll text him later just to stay quiet. Tell his cousin
Because it just sounded funny to hear Mr. John, right? So we didn't put it together. So you guys still keep it together? You guys want to take back to
everywhere around.
No, but 20 is about. So you get to 20
You got right there. Y'all need to take some for anybody?
Trust me.
Minister Calvin.
Hey, how you
Thank you
doing?
so much. Thank you.
You know, family.
I'm gonna have such a. I wish. I should have. I should have.
I just wanted to know this woman. She came in there and she said when they do the thing, they can't be recorded.
It can be recorded.
So I don't know, but I told her I was going to get you.
Yeah, but it's streaming.
I told her, I said, Junior, you look like it.
It's streaming. If it's streaming, what are we supposed to do while it's streaming?
Put the camera down, maybe?
Well, I'll stop the stream.
Just put the camera down.
No, I'll stop the stream. I gotta get that thumbnail filled.
So what do you want to do?
I'm gonna get the thumbnail filled so we'll put up the thumbnail. Hey, baby. Hey. He's in the mic for me.
Cut him out? Oh, okay. 7 months.
Did Mom tell everybody to go to the beach? No. Right after we leave here, to bring the lantern. Oh, you did say that. So we leave work from home. Right there. That's what we,
But the skills, you know, right over time.